everybody, this is Elissa from Ink Arts and Crafts, and today we are here for another installation of my fun crafty projects with me for the Lunar New Year DP along, hashtag Lunar New Year DP 24. Today, I have no idea how this project is going to turn out. It could be marvelous, it could be fantastic, it could utterly and spectacularly fail. We have no idea how it's going to go. But we're going to have fun with it and see how it turns out. You never know. So what I have today, well, first off, a huge shout out again to all of our sponsors, and reminder that we do have discount codes for our sponsors. It looks like Jenny Rose is in the process of moving, so when she is done moving and her shop opens back up, then you'll be able to use the code DRAGON for 15% off on her shop. But other than that, we do have Swartz Designs over at Abigail's shop. You can use the code Lunar New Year for 10% off all of your purchases on Abigail's shop, and she has some beautiful diamond paintings, so check that out. And then also Lazy River Crafts over at Steph's shop, Lazy River Crafts. You can use the code Lunar for 15% off over there, and she has some beautiful diamond paintings there. I've got a whole bunch on my wish list, and I wish I had not decided that I want to, decrease my spending and, try to work through some of my hoard, because there's so many cute, adorable paintings that I want to buy right now. And I'm like, no, you know how hard it is to restrict yourself and not buy when everybody's coming out with all these gorgeous kits and you want to buy all the kits. But you told yourself, no, you're not buying anything. So anyways, but huge shout out to all of our sponsors. I will be, I have to ramp up all of our giveaways, because guess what? I've got a lot of giveaways left to give away. And not enough time to do all of the giveaways. So one of the things I am going to go through today for this video, I have not yet done so for today, we are going to be blinging up and adding some special drills to this image, right? Well, it's like a little wood plaque thing. It has this, I think I buried it. It has like a little rope that you can string here and tie off, and you can hang this medallion on your wall. And I thought this was like a really pretty little medallion. I picked it up off of Temu when I was ordering some Lunar New Year goodies off of Temu. So I picked this up and I was like, you know what? I'm going to add some bling to it. Put some glue down on it and add some bling. I have no idea how it's going to turn out, if it's going to be a spectacular awesome yay, or if it's going to be a spectacular fail nay. But I figured I'd give it a try and see how it goes. So for the drills, I just went through my stash of drills of specials. I have this box right here. A huge shout out to the Stealthy Crafter for giving me the idea for this box. And if you want more details on that, you can head over to the Stealthy Crafter, fellow crafty friend and fellow YouTuber who had the idea for these. I think these are baseball cards, or Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon card little tray organizers. It has 3 columns, and this is what I've been using as my extra special drills that don't fit into the regular. These are actually my overflow. I need to put these back in. I have new containers, a new container, but they didn't fit in the regular container, so I put them there. But I need to get them out of there and put them, and that will give more room for this. But I have my extra other special drills. So these are all of my crystals, and glitter drills are over here for rounds. So crystals and glitter drills are over here. And then I have my sparklers right here that I have not been opened. Once they're opened, they go in different containers. So my sparklers that I have not opened and my bubbles that I have not opened are over here. And then these are all of my Lazy River, my scoops. All my little scoops from Lazy River are right there. But I have them kind of organized by DMC in this area here. So I went through my hoard of little specials, just a small, and there's my string. This is the ropey string thing that will go through the tops of the medallion to hold it in place. So we are going to take a look at this, and that's my iPad that you see right there. And we're going to see what am I going to be doing. I kind of pulled out, I went through ahead of time and just kind of pulled out some colors, some different pinks and reds and oranges and yellows, and a couple bluey teals, and a couple gray tones. I did crystals primarily. I think it's pretty much crystals is what I grabbed, because that's just what I grabbed. I didn't feel like going through my ABs, which are in a different container. I did pull out the Terra bubbles because I thought those would be a beautiful color to go in here. And then 2 different sparklers. I went with Sparklers Frozen, because I feel like that has some great tones that would fit in here. And the Dreamcatcher sparklers, because they have a lot of the yellow orangey undertones. So those are the colors that I pulled out that I'm going to use on this. And I want to add them just to like the reds, basically to the dragon portion of this. Nothing on like this background portion in there. That's going to stay untouched. And I did pick up on a recent purchase. My last purchase from Diamond Art Club was literally tips and glue. I picked up tips and glue. That's all I purchased. And I wanted to give it a try and see how it would go. Apparently the kitten was playing with my glue and the glue decided it wanted to overflow. So my glue has overflowed because the kitten was playing with it. So I have no idea how that's going to go. I figured that I could probably just add, I wonder if the glue will go on, like if the directions just say, apply a thin coat onto the desired area and let it dry until clear and tacky. Then start applying rhinestones and reapply the glue as needed for continued tackiness. And clean up any excess or spillages immediately with water. So I guess I could just start applying this and see how it goes. I did have, I think I used it on something. Oh, I actually used it because my washi tape was not sticking down to something very well and it was annoying me. My washi tape on one of my little kits I did wasn't sticking to the canvas corners, so I used a tiny bit of this to daub onto the corners to stick my washi tape to the corners of my canvas. I really want to use a paintbrush for this, but I don't feel like digging out I could go grab an actual paintbrush, but my paintbrushes I'm not sacrificing because my paintbrushes are a totally different style. Like this is the style paintbrush that I use, and I do owe you guys some actual brush painting videos, which I will be doing. Probably filming some of those this weekend since I have a long weekend. So I'm going to, let me go ahead and, I probably should just put glue kind of throughout on the dragon and then go from there. Let me see. I should probably just put it throughout and then we'll kind of see what ends up as tackiness and what I want the color to be. I figure I can always seal it if I feel like anything is going to fall off, but I need it to be tacky. That's going to be the biggest thing. We're going to put some glue on our little dauby thingy. Like I said, this could be a royal fail, or it could be a spectacular yay or a spectacular nay. There's no way of knowing which way it's going to go. But we kind of have to add the glue for it first to see which way is it going to go, George? Which way is it going to go? Which way do we go, Doc? Which way do we go? So we're just going to add some glue and see, because this is definitely not a sticky item yet until I add the glue to it. Unless it's like one of those things where it's only supposed to be sticky when you put the glue down and then it's supposed to reactivate areas that are already sticky. We don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. It's a learning experience. I should have probably picked up some of like the Diamond Dots sticky stuff, but I was actually at an art store or like a crafty store for the first time ever. Well, not ever, but the first time in like a couple of years. I went to Joann's and Hobby Lobby because those were the two that were closest. I went to those this past weekend. Once I kind of get an idea of what I'm doing, I have a couple thingies. I have a couple things that I'll talk about. Lunar New Year related, continuing our trend of learning a little bit more about the Lunar New Year. Hopefully you guys all had a great time with the Lunar New Year. I do have some footage that I will work on for you guys to put up probably for next week, because I'll probably work on it over the weekend because I was at work this week, so I didn't get a chance to work on it for you guys. But I did go to the Lunar New Year Festival on Saturday, so I have some footage from that to put up for everybody. So yes, I was excited about being able to do that. That was fun. I should just like put the glue on the canvas on the little dragon and then spread it out from there. We will see. Like I said, this could be a great thing or it could be a meh thing. Don't know how it's going to go until we do it. Royal fail or royal, yeah, we never know. We will find out. We will learn together. I've watched Tina over at DP with Sparklers do some different ones, but she uses like the, whatever the sticky glue stuff is, but I don't have that. I had purchased this, so this is what I'm using because this is what I've got. I figured, you know, I'll try it out. I don't know how it's going to go, but I'll try it because, you know, this is apparently when, I guess when people have canvases from Diamond Art Club that lose their sticky, Diamond Art Club is like, here, buy this. Which I'm like, instead of, you know, instead of replacing their canvas, they just say, go buy this, or they'll just buy people a thing of the sticky. We're going to put that right there. But I would, yeah. So anyways, we're going to work on that and see how this goes. We've got some glue on here. See if there's anywhere that I need to add more glue to. Is it sticky anywhere? It is a little tacky in places. So I don't know how tacky all the way. I may have to reapply as I go because it depends on how dry it gets. Or if I even miss areas. But we will try that. All right, we're going to wipe this off. So that way I don't have sticky sticking on it. We've dried that off, and I have to remember that that is a dead tissue. We're going to cover that glue jar thing back up. And let's see, what do we want to start with? No clue, no clue, no clue. And let's, oh, and I am, for this pen, I decided this pen would look beautiful with it. This is the one of the ones that I got from Leopard Leatherworks, and it is a gorgeous pen. I love it. It's like Fire and Ice is the color of it, which of course makes me think of Iceland, which is one of the few places, well, not one of the few, I have not been to a lot of places, but it's one of the countries that I have not been to yet that is definitely on my go-to list. I've been to a lot of places. I've done quite a bit of travel, and there's a lot more places that I definitely want to go to, but it's one of the ones that's definitely up there on my list. So what do we want to start with? Let me flip these over so I can see colors a little bit easier to see where we want to start. I just kind of grabbed a whole variety of the ones that I felt blended in the best with the tones of this little painting area. So we have some yellowy yellows. We're going to be using this little Bella Art Deco 3.1 little mini tray. These are my favorite size trays. I love the size of them. They're just so adorably cute and small. I should be using Year of the Dragon tray, but I haven't pulled it out yet. Oh, that would be totally perfect to be using a Year of the Dragon tray. So let's go ahead and see. Ooh, let's start with some of the oranges. Kind of pull these out and place them wherever we feel like the oranges want to go. And kind of go from there. I think that'll be a good starting point. Let us see. What are we going to do? Where do we want to go? What do we want to do? Bum, bum. So here we are. Ooh, look at those oranges. Those are beautiful. I love how the trays line up in this. I know a lot of people have started using that tray that has like the extra, like the washi tape ledge or whatever they call it down here, which would not work for me because the way I line up my drills, I put all the extra off to the corner, off to the side. I always line them up and put it off to the side like that. So for me, having like those on the, I think I need to add more onto the edge there. So for me, having them somewhere else would not work well. Let's see, where do we want to add some oranges? I may have to, yep, that's not enough sticky. Where do I have some tackiness? There's some tackiness here. I'll definitely have to, that's definitely not tacky enough for all of it. All right, I may have to pull that back out and leave this as like a painted on more than I would expect and work with it on more of like the wet side. We're gonna go with that and let it dry on. So we are gonna work into some of this. So I hope everybody is having a wonderful weekend. We're about to roll into President's Day or President's Day weekend, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna be rolling into the weekend. We're gonna add a little bit of glue to that one. And then we're going to squish it over there because I want it to be over here. No, I want glue on that one. Like I said, this could be a really good yay or it could be a really good nay. We'll see how it goes because I don't know how I feel about this glue. I feel like it's not adhesive-y enough. We've got like a base level of stick, but not necessarily a very good stick. I figure at the very least we can always go in and seal it when it's done. But I think I need to get a new sealant because I think my sealant needs a little bit. I think I ran out of sealant. We're going to come up and add some accents up in here. I'm making this up as I go in case you're wondering. There's no rhyme or reason to this. This is just a making it up as I go. We're just placing and going because I don't know what I'm doing here. We're just going to say, hey, this looks like it wants to be an accent right here, so it's going to be an accent right here. That's what we're doing. I know, no rhyme or reason. It is what it is. So we're just going to add some colors there. Once I kind of get a little bit of a rhyme or reason to, or once I get an idea of how I'm doing this, then we may decide to move into our, or then we're going to talk about what we're going to talk about, some of our stuffs, and kind of go from there. But for right now, we're going to just kind of add some colors and see how it looks with a little bit of an accent, a little bit of a bling. We're going to do some yellows down into that spot, but these want to be orange still. So, did anybody eat any good food for the Lunar New Year? That's going to be part of what we talk about today is Lunar New Year foods, like 7 lucky fruits for the Chinese New Year or the Lunar New Year. These ones are going to be more specific for, so these are going to be some lucky fruits. So there's definitely, like, food is an important aspect of any culture. It's a very important aspect of any culture, and the different foods that you eat can have a big impact with basically there's what we call like auspicious fruits, auspicious foods, things that when you eat them, it's supposed to like contribute and give you good luck for the year, all of that. So during the Chinese New Year or the Lunar New Year, you want to do lucky things or things that are going to give you good fortune for the new year. So then in this case, there are lucky fruits that you can eat, and you can share them with your families, give them to your friends as New Year's gifts. And 7 of those fruits are foods that you have. I am going to kind of mention. So we're going to talk about a little bit briefly about some of those 7 of some of those lucky fruits or vegetables, or not vegetables, we're going to talk about just fruits. So 7 of those lucky fruits that you can have for the Lunar New Year. And these ones are going to be more specific to China. Most of the data most of the information that I looked up is more specific to China, just because that's more of what I'm familiar with, just with my brush painting background. So this is going to be geared a little bit more towards China. But if you are familiar with any, or you know of, like, have specific lucky foods, yeah, see, there's no adhesive. It's all dried. So now I should just have to work into, like, the little areas where I'm at. But look, we're making some progress up in the blingy section right there. No, like I said, no idea how this is going to look when it's done, but we're making progress on it. But it's one of those things, like in Hawaii, we have a big Asian population in Hawaii, and we always, for the New Year, you always have mochi. Not Mochi, my cat. Mochi, like basically, the rice-based mochi, where you basically, and it's actually part of it. It's not just like you go buy and eat mochi. No, you basically grind up and make the mochi yourself as part of the lunar, or not the Lunar New Year, but the actual regular New Year for January. You make the mochi yourself and eat it because that's part of the New Year and having, a good New Year and a lucky New Year and all of that stuff. So that's something that is common in Hawaii, is having mochi for the New Year. And that's something that I've had every year that I lived in Hawaii. I always ended up having mochi for the New Year. I never made it myself, but I always, my neighbors would always bring me over some fresh mochi because I lived in a pretty awesome neighborhood that was very much locals in the area and locals in the neighborhood. and a lot of, I had like some really awesome families that were very locals, and Japanese families, and a couple Samoan families. I had basically a lot of Asian families in my neighborhood. And they adopted me and would bring me all sorts of foods and goodies. Oh, it was awesome. Family style meals. So many good foods. Oh, so many good foods, period. I miss all the foods that I would get out in Hawaii. So many good foods. And then you come back here where I'm at, and I'm like, oh, the food. I want the food. So much good food. I miss my food. That's what I wanted. Well, I miss all the things, but I really miss the good food. I miss having awesome food. I'm a foodie. I'm a foodie in the sense that give me food and I am happy. And I will eat all food. I do not discriminate when it comes to food. Give me food. I eat the food. I love trying new foods. If I've never had that particular food, all the better. I will eat it. I love trying foods from different cultures as well. I'm always up for trying something new when it comes to food as well. So some people are like hesitant to try something that they've never had before. Oh, not me. I will definitely, I'll 100% try something new. And that's one of my favorite parts about traveling, is actually trying some of the, trying new foods from different countries that I go to. Like, I'm not the person that you go to another country and you go to like McDonald's in the other country, or you go to another country and you order pizza somewhere. Like, no, that's not what you do. It is interesting though, like seeing the menus are so different in the other countries at some of like McDonald's and things like that. They do have different menus. Like even in Hawaii has a different menu at McDonald's in Hawaii compared to McDonald's in the mainland US, which is really kind of fascinating. But I am not a eat foods like that when I could eat amazing local foods. I'm all about whatever. Anyways, I digress. I love me some food. We're going to put those right there. Or do we need to add... Nope, we need to add some adhesive. Hi, Pippis. Nope, you don't want to put the paws there. No, malfunction of the kitten. Kitten malfunction. No, you are not coming over here. This is not something you can get your paws into. This is the kitten bottle. No, you need to move yourself. Hi, babies. Kitten baby. Okay. Had to distract the kitten. And see how well I can distract her. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. She's like, she wants to get into whatever I'm doing. That's what she wants. But back to the food. So we have 7 lucky fruits is what we're talking about. Once I get this drill off, I should probably go back to single placing, but I prefer to multi-place. What are you, why are you on my hoodie? Why are you touching my hoodie? What do you want? Little thing. It's like the glue still has to dry enough, but it's not dry enough. So number 1, we've got oranges, kumquats, and tangerines. So basically the citrusy fruits. They are for good luck and happiness. So in China, oranges, kumquats, and tangerines are always on the shopping list for the new year. Which, you know, I feel like oranges and kumquats and tangerines should be on the shopping list any time of year. Here, you can play with the string on the floor over here. Come on. I'm gonna let her play with the string for this because that'll distract her little carcass. I feel like those should be on the shopping list year round, and it shouldn't matter because those are like amazing things. If you've never had a kumquats are amazing. They are deliciousness. But basically, they're loved for their golden color, and it's believed that they can bring happiness, prosperity, and good luck in making money, which is why they are a good fruit and a lucky fruit for the new year. And their round shape is an auspicious symbol of togetherness and harmony. And some Chinese will buy a pot of kumquat, will buy a potted kumquat tree and place it at the home, so this way good fortune will come around the house. Your thing is on the floor. Go play with your thing on the floor. You can't come over here. No. Kitten shenanigans. And this kitten, she's something else. So, kind of cool, huh? That is the orange kumquat or tangerine. Next up, we have pomelos. I don't know, like, pomelos are weird. Dude, no, get your paws off my iPad. Stop, stop, stop. Do I need to squirt you? No, we're not doing this. In pomelos, no matter for the shape, color, or meaning, pomelos are one of the most important type of lucky fruit for the new year. In their ripening season is around the Mid-Autumn Festival in China. So, again... so basically, they are symbolize family reunion. And the two symbols that make up the pomelo, which is Yuji, I'm not good at pronunciation, but there are two symbols for the characters that make up the Chinese characters for pomelo. The first one is basically the same as, which is essentially the same as the word protect in English. So they're eaten at the Chinese New Year to hope for everything to go well in the new year for like protection. So that's part of one of the things of why you will eat pomelos for the new year for protection. See, look at that. We're getting some color around the edge. And we've got some on the beard, and then we're gonna kind of work into a little bit of this with some of our oranges. And then we'll move on to another color. I just want to kind of accent a little bit into some of these other oranges here while I've got the orange out. In this area that I know is still kind of sticky. It's interesting, huh? But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this stick. I could have probably done this so much better, but we're going to go with it. Just kind of like, you know, one of those fun things to do. Do a little pseudo dragon, a little hanging. Let's see. Where else do I want to add this shade to? Because I have other shades of orange. This is just this shade. I still have this shade, which I'm going to add in as well. But I want to do this one kind of, I need to add a little glue around that edge. So we're going to do some colors. This one needs a little bit of color here. You are not coming over here, Susharelli. You need to go do non-chaosy things. Oh my goodness, she has been such a little rascal this last week or so. She has been leaving my shower curtain in the guest bedroom. I've had it like the fabric version of it wrapped, like rolled into like a knot, because I don't use the shower in the guest bathroom. No, we do not walk across my iPad. You know better with your overly fat belly because you've been picking out on all the food. But I don't use that shower really for anything, because that's like the hallway bathroom, the second bathroom. But this kitten has decided out of the blue that all of a sudden she needs to start attacking and climbing the shower curtain. And I'm like, why are we doing this now? Because you've been leaving it alone for like the last couple months. She's been leaving it alone and I haven't had an issue. And now all of a sudden it's like, must climb. And I'm like, no, we do not climb the shower curtain, because no, I do not need kitten daggers in the shower curtain. Does anyone else have issues with their cat trying to climb the shower curtain? Because I am not all about this climbing the shower curtain business. And I'm like, why is she doing this? Because Mochi is no, we are not climbing over there. Mochi is a perfect little angel. I'm going to lift this up a little bit and then zoom back in a little bit. No, we are not touching this with your little paws. We do not need paws on the glue. Because Mochi is a perfect angel and does not, well, she's not a perfect angel. She has her moments. But she has never climbed or touched the shower curtain ever. And I'm like, why are you all about the shower curtain? Come on. Move it. Move. And yet, Mochi has never touched the shower curtain ever. And yet this kitten is obsessed with climbing my shower curtains. Why? What makes her decide the shower curtains are like a must climb, yet Mochi has not ever touched one and decided that she must climb a shower curtain ever. I'm like, why? What is this difference? Is it because she's a tortie? Is it that tortitude that everybody talks about? Because she's totally got this little tortie attitude, and I think like this attitude is definitely part of it because she's a little stinker. It's a little stink butt. Anyways, we're going to go into fruit number 3, apples, which are there for safeness. So pomelos are family reunion, kind of protection. Why are you chewing on the bag of candy? This kitten, my goodness. Apples are safeness. And the symbol, one of the symbols that makes up the 2 symbols that make up the word apple, the first one is ping, which is pingo. Again, my pronunciation, I apologize, is atrocious. I'm just going off of looking at it rather than being able to, I haven't worked out my actual pronunciation well for it, because I haven't actually listened to it to listen to what the proper pronunciation should be. But it means the same. It's a homophone with another one that means safe and peace. So basically it's believed that one can live in a peaceful and harmonious life by eating apples. So you buy a box of apples for the new year for a gift for your relatives and friends to wish them good luck and wealth for the new year. Kind of cool, huh? I feel like we don't usually, in Western culture, we don't have a tendency to bring people gifts for the new year. At least not in my experience. It's like, oh, hey, how you do for Christmas? But then you don't really show up to New Year's parties giving people like gifts of fruit, saying here, like some cultures may, but it's not the norm for Western culture to show up to New Year's celebrations with, oh, no, we do not play with those. We don't show up to New Year's celebrations with like, here's your box of fruit, wishing you like a prosperous and happy new year kind of a thing. That's not the norm for us in Western cultures, which in a way I'm like, you know, there's so much that we could learn from Eastern cultures in the Western world, especially considering how long a lot of the Eastern cultures have been around. There's a lot of things that we can take away and learn from them. But boom, we'll move that over there. I'm definitely going to have to seal this. I just have to buy the sealant. Okay, we are not going to knock my darumas off the table. We are not doing that. She was going to knock my darumas off of the bookshelf. And I'm like, no, ma'am, we are not knocking the darumas off of the shelf. Not happening, girlfriend. You are not allowed on the bookshelf, but the darumas sit, my darumas sit on the bookshelf. Kitten, Sushi. Susharelli. You're such a little turd. She's a stink butt. Sushi kitten. Sushi. So, I'm like the sticky is getting on the putty. That wants to go there, but it doesn't want to stay there. All right, come on. Sticking to my finger now. All right, we're just going to put you down and put you right there. Getting close to being done with this color. No idea how long this is going to take us. Probably not going to like finish all of this, but we'll see how it goes because there's a whole lot of things to fill in and I may not necessarily use all of it because, yeah. Hey. Sushi. That one wants to stay there. Sushi, would you stop? You're knocking things down. Things have now fallen on the floor that should not be on the floor. Let's see, I'm almost done with this color. Susharelli. No, we need to stop. Sushi. Would you stop? Such a little butt. Such a little butt. This kitten. She's something. All right, so we've got 2 more drills to do, and then we are done with this color because we've used all of this color. There. Hey, 1 color down. Look at that. We have 1 color down. We've added some drills in there. And now we are going to move on to a little bit of a different shade of orange. We'll do a different shade of orange. See how that goes. I am not in the mood for this. Also, what's kind of cool is apples. So back to the apples. You'll also see apples given to, we used all of that color. Young people in China will actually give each other apples, red apples, on Christmas Eve, because it's got the same pronunciation of ping as well. And it's because of that, like, safety. And it's a best wishes for good luck and wealth for the new year is part of it. So giving people those apples for wishes for good luck in the new year. Kind of cool, huh? Again, I feel like there's so much that we should do when it comes to, you know, wishing each other luck and good fortune like that, that we do not do as a society in the Western world. And it's like, again, I feel like it's such a shame that we don't do as much culturally in the Western world for things like that. All right. I'm not going to completely fill this in. It's going to end up being more of like a partial, but I want to accent some of these areas. And then we have our 4th auspicious or lucky fruit are grapes, and they are putao. Definitely, again, my pronunciation is atrocious, so I apologize. And that is abundance. So because they come in bunches, it's a good symbol for abundance and harvest. And it usually means good luck is going to always accompany you. And it doesn't matter whether they're purple or green, the meanings are the same. Purple is going to be respect and elegance, and green is vitality and prosperity. And again, they're both going to be good for abundance, regardless of which color you go with. So it kind of depends on what your goal is for what you're looking forward to and what you want in the new year. If you want respect and elegance, you will eat the purple or the red grapes. And if you want vitality and prosperity, then you would eat, or you would gift or get the green grapes. So different purposes for the different colors of grapes, which is kind of cool. Next auspicious fruit or lucky fruit are pineapples, and balao, which is wealth, is what they kind of say. Well, pineapples are balao, which they're going to stand for wealth. And they are also good luck. And they can also be, you can find them, obviously, with all of these. You can use them in cooking and food. But with the Lunar New Year, you could buy 2 pineapples, place them at home, and they're going to put in, and it's actually more popular even in Fujian province. So in Hokkien, which is the Fujian dialect, the word pineapple is onglai, which means good fortune will come. Kind of cool. So definitely some interesting things about foods, right? Like a lot. That's kind of cool. Learning about the different foods. We're going to put more yellows right there instead of that. I want orange right there. This kitten, she's playing in the bathroom. Such a little such a little stinker. Such a stinker. Stink butt, stink butt, stink butt. And got that on the drills. All right. Did I just scrape up a drill? I did just scrape up a drill. Yeah, we'll put it back right there. So, put that one there. We're going to put those ones right there. And next up, number 6, pomegranates, or shiliu, longevity and prosperity. So, just like what the kitten's up to no good again. Just like what we had kind of mentioned with our, that one wants to come off. With grapes, pomegranates can also represent fertility, longevity, and prosperity. So when you open one pomegranate, you see all sorts of jeweled kernels inside, which is which is part of what makes it such an auspicious fruit for the Lunar New Year. And because there are so many kernels of fruit inside the pomegranate, that means it has good blessings of having more sons and grandsons. It is also a symbol of good fortune because of the bright color. So it's all about that color, you guys. And if you've not noticed, like Lunar New Year, everything tends to be a lot of reds is one of the best things. Like if you go to a Lunar New Year festival at all, you'll notice that everybody will be wearing red. And that's, again, because red is a very lucky color to wear for in a lot of Chinese culture. And the brighter, the better. And the last one is sugarcane ganji, success. They are popular, especially in the southern regions in China, which is going to be where it grows more. And they have a similar appearance to bamboo with the stout or short stalks, and they're jointed. And it's going to have a similar, and it's going to symbolize promotion of one's career and improvement of life. Kind of cool. Like I love sugarcane juice. Sugarcane juice is deliciousness. If you've never had sugarcane based juice, oh, so good. Very good. Deliciousness. And so promotion of one's career, improvement of life. And there is a Chinese idiom, Jie Gaoxing, which shows a rising trend in a positive way. It's good wishes for students to make progress for their studies, for employees to have improvement for work, and for all people to live a better life, which is that's a really good, kind of like a proverb or like a best wishes kind of idiom to think. It's kind of like a good idiom to kind of put forth or espouse or like work towards or say kind of a thing. That's kind of cool. But those are the main ones. We're going to add some of this down into here. It needs a little bit more. How much do I have of no stick? That needs some stick. Down into here. We're going to add that there. Boom. Got a kitten about to jump on my shoulders. No, we do not need to jump on that. That is not for you. All right. So, you can, when it comes to the lucky fruits, you can buy them for best blessings of the new year, or you can give them to your friends as New Year's gifts. And whatever you do, it's kind of one of those things to, pick which way you want to do it, either having them in your house for yourself or gifting them to somebody. And also, when you go visit somebody, that's something that you could think about is offering, bringing some fruits and maybe saying, hey, here's giving them a gift of fruit, and then letting them know this is what it stands for when you provide them with that fruit. So that way you're like, here is some fruits that stand for this or that. Kind of a cool way of doing it. Different way of thinking about it. Sushi, that is not for you. We are not playing with my paper. I have paper over there, my brush painting paper, and she's playing with it. All right, we're going to call that good on that color. I'm not necessarily going to get everything just because it's this glue is so weirdly finicky and not totally sticky. Parts of it are sticky. I want to get some of these yellows in. But we're going to call that one good. Susharelli. So now we're going to go ahead and move into a really brief, relatively brief time lapse. This part I'm going to be just kind of speeding it up a little bit. I'll probably cut some of it out because I forgot to start the time lapse. So I started this part, added some yellows, and then I was like, time lapse time, and went into the time lapse. So you'll just be seeing me place some yellows throughout. And then we're going to go into a time lapse. It's amazing how fast time lapses go because you will work for an hour, 15, 20, 30, 40 minutes, however long. And then the time lapse ends up being just 30 seconds, if that, for some of these time lapses. It's really fascinating how time lapses go. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and roll into the time lapse. I'll probably put this part for a little bit, and then I'll probably go into the time lapse with that, add a little bit of music behind it, and then kind of go from there. And then I will be back with what I decide as the finished product, and we will see how it looks. right, so I think I am going to call it done. I could keep going, but I'm like, you know what? I think it's close enough. We're going to call this done. So these are the colors that I ended up using. I ended up using a little bit of the Dreamcatcher sparklers and a little bit of the Terra bubbles. And then these, and then there was one more that I ended up using all of the baggie of. Yeah, the 3341, 746, 947, 958, gray AB, 3078 and 335. Those were the colors that I ended up actually using in our little dragon. And I will end up sealing it to kind of seal it out. And I will end up kind of probably going through and wiping out some of the excess glue that you can see the shine on from right through there. Because there are some spots that did end up actually being sticky, and other spots that ended up with no sticky at all, despite putting like 25 million layers of glue on here. So I'm kind of like ambivalent about what I think about this as a product, because I'm like, there were parts of it that worked and parts of it that did not work at all. And I was kind of like, yeah, it was interesting. But this is kind of what our finished product looks like. I'm kind of like, I'm not too, I'm like, I think it actually turned out pretty decently as far as our little dragon went. So as you can see, we've got, I like how the head turned out with the bling on the head. I get a little bit of the bubbles kind of scattered in. We've got some of the oranges. I didn't really have red, and I didn't want to put any of like the pink tones into these parts of the red. I could have gone back through, and that would be one of those things that if I did have more of a red, I would have gone back through and added some of the red right through there. And then kind of coming down, you can see I have some of these colors here, and then a little bit kind of up and around right through there. So that is what we ended up with as our color on our little dragon medallion. I do need to seal it, so that's something that I will go through and seal it, but I have yet to decide if I'm going to add a little bit more to it or leave it as is. That's something that's to be determined. TBD. To be determined. Haven't decided yet whether I'm going to try to add a little bit more reds. Ooh, actually I have like, well, that's more of a purpley red, not really a red. That's more of a purpley red, which I guess would go. I could add some of this into some of these areas here. We will see. Maybe later. I haven't decided. In my month in review, if I show up and it has more colors on here, you'll see that I did decide to add a little bit more bling to it. If not, that is what it's going to look like with our little, the string thing to it. We have the string that will go through the holes here. I'll probably put it as, I'm trying to decide which way do I want to do it, because I don't want to have it go into like, yeah, I'll do it like that, tie off the back, put this one through here, tie a little knot in the back, and then have it hang from like, basically I'll put the little knots in the back, or I'll just like glue these down so that way it's relatively flat and it will hang just like this for our dragon medallion. Not too shabby. I think it turned out pretty well. Fairly pleased with it. Fun little project to do. Spend an hour or so, or an hour or two working on a little shiny dragon medallion that I blinged up with, just with some drills that I had in my hoard. And I think it's a cute one. A fun little dragon to go. Boop. So there we are. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and have a great rest of your day. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.